Hi, this is Suzanne Williams with Essential Oils, Health Matters, and Living the Wholesome Life. And we are on week 41, day 5 of our positive, peaceful affirmations that we are doing every day, Monday through Friday. We are following, we are following Dr. Susan Lawton's book, Positive Peaceful Growth Calendar, that you could buy at Aroma Tools or Oil Life. And if you love positive affirmations, or you love music therapy, if you love essential oils and aromatherapy, I think you're really going to appreciate this book. It's beautiful, it's simple, it's powerful. The affirmation for the entire week is, my quiet time is important. I don't think I can say enough about quiet time. It's when we shut off our phones and shut off the internet, the TV, the distractions, and when we sit. And I feel like it's at that time that we're able to hear the voice of God. We're able to make little corrections or see little corrections that we can make, or big corrections that we can make in our lives that will lead us to a more to a happier place. So I hope that we all take the time to have the quiet time that we need in our life. It's essential. It's so easy to put off quiet time, but let's make it a priority. And what do you like to do in your quiet time? Do you like to read or pray or nap? I think you can get inspiration when you sleep, and our minds can work out our problems as we're asleep. Isn't that so cool? Has that ever happened to you? Anyway, if it has, drop me a line in the comments. Anyway, what do you like to do in your quiet time? Maybe you like to exercise or knit or garden and just feel one with God and the world and life. Okay, the affirmation for today is, I enjoy quiet time to sort my creative thoughts. We all have so many things we want to do during the day, and we just don't have time to do it all, right? And so we have to prioritize, and we want to make sure the things that are really the top priorities in our life are getting the most of our attention. So whatever your creative thoughts are, prioritize them, and then don't let them just stay dreams. Let's make our dreams into realities, and maybe get a vision board, get a mentor, get a coach. I don't know, enlist your support system, and make your creative thoughts into realities. The diffuser blend that we're diffusing this week is four drops of lemon, which is the oil of focus. It's sunshine in a bottle. It's a super, super uplifting scent. And then 2 drops of peppermint, which is the oil of a buoyant heart. A beautiful oil to help give us a break. But we talked all about that, or a lot about that, yesterday. Today, I'm going to be telling you some of the top physical benefits of peppermint essential oil. The first thing is that it can help freshen breath. Well, that's one that you already know, because all of us are so used to chewing peppermint gum, perhaps, or maybe spraying a peppermint spray, or doing like a peppermint mint, like an Altoid. I love Altoids. And and they're super great ways to freshen our breath. But did you know that you can actually just take a drop, not even a drop, of peppermint oil, and I would do it this way. I would take my thumb and I would just like get like not even a full drop on my thumb, and then I would put it on the roof of my mouth like that. Oh my gracious, I could not even begin to describe how incredibly fresh my mouth feels right now. It is a definitely wake you up experience. It's kind of like Altoids on steroids. Anyway, so if you want like this amazingly fresh breath, you can definitely do that with peppermint oil. Now, I did say that you could ingest peppermint oil, like you could put it in your water and get incredibly fresh breath that way too. Here's my disclaimer on this, and that's I would never ever, or I guess my warning, I would never do this with any other brand of essential oils besides doTERRA essential oils. And here's why. Because they third-party test every single batch of their oils. Not just like every 100th batch. It's every batch of oils. And they put the batch number on the bottom of the bottle. I don't know if you can read that, but I can definitely read that. Anyway, you can go to a site called Source2You and type in your batch number. You can see every single test that's been done on your batch of oils, and you can see all the results. What other, and this is third party tested. This is not doTERRA doing their testing, although they definitely do the testing too. But this is a third party that is doing all of the testing for doTERRA. So this third party doesn't care about, selling the product. They just want to know that they're the company that can give precise results. Anyway, so it makes me feel safe. It makes me feel like I'm giving to me and my family oils that are certified pure, therapeutic grade. I don't have to worry about their purity. I don't have to worry about, fillers or chemicals that maybe have been put in this oil to adulterate them. So anyway, the only brand of oils that I would ever suggest ingesting is doTERRA essential oils. Now, can you ingest every single oil that doTERRA has on the market? No, because some plants are meant to be eaten and ingested and some plants are not, right? And essential oils come from plants. So, but you can easily tell if an essential oil that doTERRA makes is ingestible because it will say for internal use on the bottle, and then it will also have like the supplement facts. I don't know if you can see that either, but does that help? Anyway, but the supplement facts are going to look exactly like the supplement facts on your cereal box, and it's going to tell you how to use them, and it's going to tell you, yes, you can use these internally. So that's super great. You can put peppermint oil and use it in like some water and use it as a mouthwash. If you want like super good oral health, you can also put like a drop of Melaleuca in that. Peppermint, one drop Melaleuca, swish that around, spit it out. Super good for your teeth and your gums. You can put it in your toothpaste. And anyway, so that's some of the ways to use it for freshening your breath. Peppermint oil can also boost your energy. So you could tell when I put that in my mouth, like, hallelujah, that was a super boost of my energy. So peppermint is something that you can definitely reach for instead of coffee. And he talked to me about it later. He's like, oh, at first he's like, oh, Suzanne's so nice. She's just giving me a neck massage. And then a little bit later is the peppermint. You know, it has that warming or cooling sensation. Some people experience it as warm. Some people experience it as cool. I usually experience it as cool, but anyway, people are different. But as it had that sensation on his neck, he's like, you had peppermint, didn't you? I'm like, yes. And he's like, yes, I know. I'm like, he's like, I'm awake. Anyway, so great to use. It's also good for when you're having to push yourself to finish things and it's getting late at night. So maybe you're up and you're working on a school assignment or you're studying for a test. Maybe you have a work assignment that just needs to be done the next day, and so you're burning the midnight oil to get this done. Peppermint is a great thing to help keep your energy up and help keep you awake and focused. It's also really, really good to use to help with jet lag. Again, helping you wake up, helping you focus. So you can definitely make that a permanent part of your travel kit. And maybe we'll have a class on essential oils for travel sometime. I think that'd be really good because I definitely have some ideas on that. Peppermint is so good for nausea. So if you're going on a long car ride, you can definitely, diffuse that, smell that. Put it like on your ears, behind your ears. Ginger is also a really good one for nausea as well. And some people also find that lemon is very, very good for nausea. I've known people when they were pregnant who just love the smell of lemon, and they were just talking about how it really does help with nausea when you're pregnant. Peppermint is great to use after operation. Sometimes after an operation, people could get sick to their stomach, and so peppermint is a great one just to smell, to diffuse in your room after an operation. Peppermint is very, very good for the digestive system. Now, peppermint, just to let you know, and where is this information? Okay, so peppermint, just to let you know, has been used medicinally in literature since 1000 BC. The Chinese and Japanese use peppermint in their medical systems, and peppermint essential oil has been found in pyramids. So obviously the Egyptians loved peppermint oil as well. Peppermint is one of the oldest herbs that has been used medicinally in Europe. So like people from around the world love and appreciate what peppermint can do medicinally. It's used both in Eastern and Western medicine, and peppermint is a hybrid species of spearmint and watermint. And I love spearmint. Definitely has a different smell and flavor than peppermint, but I've never smelled watermint, so maybe I'll have to do that sometime. If you're familiar with watermint, go ahead, post it in the comments. Anyway, peppermint is very, very good for your digestive system. It can strengthen our digestive system and help us better absorb nutrients. We've already mentioned how it can help if you're nauseous. It can help with bowel disorders, and it can help with bloating and gassiness. So if you're like, oh my gracious, I'm farting all the time, then maybe put a drop of peppermint in your water and see if that doesn't help. It can help with cramping and abdominal pain. So you can just put a drop of peppermint into like a tablespoon of coconut oil, olive oil, rub it on where you're hurt. And they also say that when it's inhaled, it can help restore a sense of taste by stimulating the trigeminal nerve. That's a little sciencey for me. Anyway, and then peppermint too can help us curb our appetite. So if we're having cravings that we know, we shouldn't be, for foods that we know aren't good for us, peppermint can help curb those cravings. Peppermint can also help with colicky babies. In fact, there was a study published in the Evidence Complementary and Alternative Medicine where they found that peppermint oil was as effective as the drug simethicone for treating infants with colic, but without the side effects of prescribed medicines. So basically what research has found is it cut the crying time from 192 minutes a day, which seems like a very, very lot of crying, to 111 minutes a day, which still seems to be a lot of crying to me, but oh my gracious, that's almost cut in half. Almost, not quite. I didn't do that percentage, but I just know as a mom how much it hurt my heart when my baby was crying, if my baby was crying, and I couldn't comfort them. Like you change their diapers and you nurse them and you rock them and you sing to them. And if you can't, it can be very, very frustrating if they continue to cry. So, you know what? That cutting crying time in half is so good for the mental health of the mother and obviously the baby too. So definitely one that you might want to try with colicky babies. I would diffuse that, and then I might put like 1 drop of peppermint into a tablespoon or more of coconut oil or olive oil, and just put that on the baby's feet, and then put socks on the baby's feet, okay? Anyway, in this study, the infants were given 1 drop of peppermint oil per kilogram of body weight once a day for a 7-day period. So even just using it once a day really significantly dropped the crying time. Peppermint is so good for our upper respiratory system. It's very, very opening to our airways. So diffusing it or putting a drop in coconut oil or olive oil, rubbing that on our chest, oh my gracious, it's totally going to open you up. It's great for congestion. It's great for opening up our sinuses and helping us breathe easier. People, if you have asthma, go ahead, check out the studies on peppermint and asthma. And a beautiful oil, like if you feel like you're congested or a little bit gunky, is taking 2 drops peppermint oil, 2 drops eucalyptus oil, putting that into like a tablespoon of coconut oil, olive oil, whatever, rubbing that on your chest, or even just putting 3 drops of each of those into your diffuser. It's really going to open up your airways. So here's a tip. Some vocal performers love peppermint oil because it can help dispel mucus from their throats and stimulate their vocal cords. So if you love to sing or you're a professional, maybe think about that one. It's beautiful for seasonal allergy reliefs. You know those times when we're just coughing, sneezing, our eyes are watering, a lot of times in the spring or in the fall, depending on what your sensitivities are to. Here's a beautiful blend to pop into your diffuser. 2 drops lemon, which can help clean things out of your system. 2 drops lavender, which can help your immune system kind of just calm down. And then 2 drops of peppermint, which is so good, again, for opening up your airways. Diffusing 2 drops of each of those throughout the day or throughout the night, or putting 2 drops of those in your water, drinking it down, or putting 2 drops of each of those into a capsule and then swallowing that and following it up with water has helped so many people with their seasonal discomfort. Now, peppermint oil. Now, peppermint, okay, so peppermint, is so good for so many things. So my list today kind of goes on and on and on because it's so good for so many different things. Peppermint is beautiful for exercise. When they found, as you can think of, if your airways are more open, that it can help improve your breathing. And when you're exercising, you want to get all the oxygen you can into your body, so it can help with that. You can put it in your water before you exercise. Drink it while you're exercising. Drink it after you exercise. Definitely, if you're putting it in your water, make sure that you put it into a stainless water bottle or a glass water bottle. I prefer glass, but everyone has their preferences on this one. But don't be putting it in plastic because essential oils can actually wear down the plastic and kind of leach into the water. And you don't want any of that. So never put essential oils into plastic. You can, if you're exercising, you can take a peppermint belid. doTERRA makes these peppermint belids. Oh my gracious. They're 1/3 drop of peppermint oil. They're amazing. If you haven't tried them yet, get them, try them. You're going to love them. You can also put it on your muscles to help warm them up before you exercise. So for that, I put, like, if I was an adult, I would put a drop into like a teaspoon of coconut oil or olive oil. Just rub that onto your legs, your arms, wherever, like if you're running your legs, if you're lifting weights, rub it on your arms just to kind of help warm up your muscles. But it's also a beautiful oil to put on afterward to help with recovery from exercise. And then there were 2 studies on performance that I really, really love, so I thought I would share them with you. Here's a study from the Avencia Journal of Phytomedicine. And they basically investigated the effects of peppermint oil ingestion on exercise performance. And what they found was that they observed significant improvements in all of the tested variables after the ingestion of peppermint oil. And they just gave them 1 dose. And they showed significant increase in grip force and in standing vertical jump and in standing long jump. So like if you're an athlete, a performance athlete, or just even an athlete that's trying to better your performance, using the essential oil, peppermint essential oil, can help. They also found a significant increase in the amount of air that is exhaled from the lungs, in peak breathing flow rate and peak exhaling flow rate, which suggests that peppermint may have a positive effect on bronchial smooth muscles. And another study, which was in 2013 by, I'm just going to spell it to you, Meamarbashi, maybe Meamarbashi. Anyway, on endurance, found that, and what they did this time is they gave peppermint oil for 10 days into athletes' water. And what they found is it increased their exercise performance, it increased their respiratory efficacy, it increased their energy expenditure, it increased their time to exhaustion, it increased distance during exercise, and it decreased both the resting and the exercise heart rates. So again, like if you love exercising, you love getting out in nature, maybe pushing your body a little bit, peppermint oil can definitely help with that. Peppermint, and we kind of talked a little bit about this on Thursday, but peppermint is so good for so many types of pain. Like if I would say, if you're in pain, maybe consider trying peppermint. So it's great for headaches. It's my go-to for headaches. So what I basically do is I just take my bottle of peppermint essential oil and take the cap off, and I just put it right here over my my forehead and probably on the back of my neck, and if I might put it on my shoulders as well. I feel like I might have some tension in there that might be contributing to the headache. So that definitely seems to help me. Now today I'm trying to use and learn about different essential oils. So I had learned that basil was also really, really good for headaches. And so today I tried basil. It worked great too. So peppermint, basil, and I'm sure, and lavender. Oh my gracious. There's so many different essential oils that can help with the same thing. So you just kind of get one, try it. Does it work for you? Great. If it doesn't, try a different one. My best guess is if you keep trying different essential oils, you're going to find one that really works for you, that's going to be beautifully safe and great for you. Okay, so it can help with headaches. It can help with muscle and joint pain. So if your back is hurting or your hands are hurting, if your hamstring, I don't know, whatever that is, if it's hurting, definitely you can put it a couple drops in a carrier oil, rub it on. Now you can put it straight, peppermint straight, but the oil will actually stay on your surface and penetrate deeper if it's mixed in a carrier oil, which is kind of cool to me because it makes your essential oils last longer. It's also good for toothache. Now, if you have a toothache, I am not going to tell you to just use peppermint oil. No, I'm going to tell you go to your dentist. But oftentimes when we have our toothache, our dentist can't see us right instantly, right? We have to get on the schedule. And so peppermint, like if you have a toothache, go ahead. You could put it in a carrier oil. That would be great too. But a lot of times if you're somewhere and you start getting a toothache and you're not home where, your almond oil or coconut oil would be, that's fine. You can go ahead and just put a little bit onto your finger and rub that right on your jaw, wherever your toothache is hurting. And that's going to be beautiful. You can also put that in your water and drink it. But make sure you get to the dentist. And then you can also use it for menstrual cramps. It's pain. So if you think pain, think peppermint. Peppermint is great, is a beautiful oil to mix in whatever massage blend you're doing because it's so good for increasing circulation. So if there's part of your body that you want to, and everyone knows that the more circulation you're getting to whatever part of your body has an issue, the better it heals, right? Because blood is, like, our body is what does the healing work. And so if you have an issue in some part of your body, definitely, if you have an open wound, I would not say to put peppermint on it, right? That would really, really hurt. But I would put maybe peppermint, like if I had a sore or something that I was trying to hurt, I would put peppermint a little bit ways away from it, just so I'm getting more circulation to that area. Peppermint, they say, can also help with nerve regeneration. If that's an issue that you're concerned about, please go ahead. Do your studies. 2 places that I love to look for studies on essential oils. One is PubMed. It has so many different studies on essential oils. But my favorite is actually, and that's a really, really good source, and so I do go to that. But my favorite is actually a site called aromaticscience.com. You can search by essential oils. If I had peppermint, I'm like, what is peppermint good for? I want to learn more about peppermint. I could go on and see study after study after study on peppermint oil from around the world. Like, people around the world are using essential oils and studying their effects, which I love. I love science and how it shows that these things actually work. And or else you could go on to that site called aromaticscience.com and you can source, if I had an issue, if I had diabetes, or I had a toothache, or I had vertigo, or whatever it is, I can go on to that site and type in my issue and pull studies from around the world on which essential oils are good for that. So, it can definitely help with skin. It can help balance greasy or oily skin or hair, and it can help with a clearer complexion. Perhaps, I don't know why certain things help with different issues, but perhaps it's because it increases circulation and to the area, and then our body can help with the healing. Peppermint is very good for removing itch. So if you're chickenpocky and you're just itching, right? Putting some peppermint oil in a carrier oil, rubbing that on, can help with the itch. If you get a mosquito bite or a bug bite, putting peppermint oil on can help again with that itch. And then peppermint is also very, very good for sunburns. And you wouldn't think so, because some people experience peppermint as a cooling oil, some people experience it as a hot oil, but you can basically just put it in a couple drops into a tablespoon of coconut oil, and rub that on your skin. Or here is a mixture for you. You can take 1/2 cup liquid aloe vera juice and 1/8 cup coconut oil, and or fractionated coconut oil. You can put 10 drops of lavender and 10 drops of peppermint oil and put that in a glass spray bottle, and then you can spray it onto your sunburn. And not only can peppermint oil help to rehydrate burnt skin, and relieve pain from sunburns, but peppermint oil has also been found to prevent sunburn. So peppermint oil is actually one of the oils that has the highest SPF, so sun protection factor. Now, I'm not as familiar about using peppermint oil as a sunscreen, And so I would definitely, if I'd be willing to try it, right? But you definitely want to make sure, how are you doing? You don't want to just go out and put peppermint oil on your skin and then just go out, 8 hours onto the beach, right? You want to be protecting your skin. You can also add peppermint to your shampoo or your conditioner, and it's very stimulating to your scalp. It can help put a beautiful shine onto your hair. And there are numerous studies on how it can help promote hair growth. If you're doing that, if you're using it for like more lush, thicker hair, I might suggest putting a few drops of peppermint oil and rosemary oil into your shampoo or conditioner. Or you can even make your own shampoo with that. And they found that peppermint can also help with people who struggle with dandruff. So if that's your issue, maybe give peppermint a try. Here's my disclaimer on using peppermint oil. Many people find it too hot to put in the bath. So, put it on your hair in the shower, but I would not suggest, putting a lot into your bath. That would not be, it could be too warming. Peppermint essential oil can help cool fevers. And so for that, what I would do if one of my children had a fever, I can take peppermint oil, put it into a couple of drops into like a teaspoon of carrier oil or tablespoon, whatever, depending on how old your child is, and then just put it down their spine and then put it on the bottoms of their feet. The bottoms of our feet, when they have reflexology points all over them, right? So you're hitting all the major body systems that way. But they also have some of our largest pores. So it just helps the peppermint oil get into our system more and can help cool fevers. Another trick when you're trying to cool your body down is putting a couple drops of peppermint oil in water and then putting your feet in the water, and just that will help your body just kind of cool off. And then peppermint oil has been known to be good for people who are suffering or are struggling with hot flashes. So if that's something that's happening to you, go ahead, get online, look at the evidence, look at the studies, see if that's something that you want to try. So you have to be careful with peppermint oil if you're breastfeeding, because some people find that it can help decreases their milk. So if you're in the middle of breastfeeding or you're just starting breastfeeding, you might be cautious with peppermint oil, your use of peppermint oil, and until you can see how that affects your milk supply. For me, I don't feel like it ever affected my milk supply. If you're trying to build your milk supply, then fennel essential oil is a beautiful oil to help build milk supply. But if you're like trying to taper off nursing and you're trying to wean your child, then go ahead and give peppermint a try, because it might have that effect on you of helping to lower your milk supply. Peppermint can be used in nail care. So you can put a couple drops into like a tablespoon of peppermint, of carrier oil, coconut oil, or olive oil, and just rub them on your nails. It can help keep your nails healthy and strengthen them. Peppermint can help repel bugs and rodents. So if you have a problem with ants or with mice, peppermint oil can be a beautiful oil to help use. You can add a couple of drops to your do-it-yourself bug sprays. So it's good to help the following to kind of stay away: ants, spiders, cockroaches, mosquitoes, and even lice. So if you're having troubles with those bugs, if the bugs are bugging you, try diffusing peppermint oil. And even I would take like 10 to 20 drops of peppermint oil, put it in like 8-ounce spray bottle of water, and just spray around my windowsill, spray around the door and the door openings, entryways, whatever. Spray around Spray around any openings that you have to your house to help keep the bugs and the rodents out. Oh, and then peppermint oil is very effective for fleas. So a lot of people love to put like a drop of peppermint oil onto a dog collar, or to put a few drops of peppermint, and then kind of soak the dog collar and let it dry naturally, and then put it on their dog. You can also use it in sprays with your do-it-yourself sprays, kind of anti-flea sprays for dogs, and it kind of works on dogs too, like it does for humans. So if your dog has an upset stomach, you can use peppermint. If your dog has sore muscles, you can use peppermint. So you can't use every essential oil for dogs like you can humans, or definitely not for cats. They do have different systems. But if you're more interested in learning more about that, there's this beautiful site, I think it's called Janet Rourke, in veterinary medicine, the essential oil vet. I think if you just Google the essential oil vet, Janet Rourke will come up. She has a site that is just chock full of information on how to use essential oils with your pets, with dogs, with cats, with horses. Anyway, the list goes on. So I'll try to put that site in the comments. There's this amazing study that I absolutely love on how peppermint oil is good for gamma, if you've been exposed to gamma radiation. I'm just going to say do the study because it's a mind-blowing study on how peppermint oil can help with gamma radiation. So it's good to use for shock or vertigo. You could put a couple drops on a handkerchief and just sniff that if that's something you're struggling with, or you can put it on a diffuser bracelet, a diffuser necklace. It's just so that you can smell it when you are feeling that way. People who have troubles with seizures, I'm just going to say do your due diligence. Check on how peppermint oil can help with that. Go to PubMed, peppermint oil seizures, or go to aromaticscience.com, peppermint oil seizures. Obviously, this is a big peppermint oil is huge in the food industry. So I'm going to tell you some of our favorite ways that we love using peppermint oil and what we make peppermint brownies. You just put 1 drop of peppermint oil into brownies, and you're gonna love the flavor. Chocolate and peppermint, like everyone knows that's a winner. And then you can also put peppermint oil into ice cream if you're doing homemade ice cream, or even if you get like store-bought ice cream, you let it melt just a little bit and then you refreeze it. You can put peppermint oil into that. You can either do it with like a vanilla base or a chocolate and peppermint. Again, always a winner base like that. I'm sure there's tons of different ways that you can use peppermint oil. You can even put like a drop of peppermint oil in your frosting if you're having like chocolate cupcakes. And okay, yeah, you can tell I just love chocolate and peppermint. So if you want to send any chocolate and peppermint my way, like here I am. Anyway, here's one thing that you need to know. Peppermint, again, it's a wake you up, right? So I would definitely always suggest using peppermint during the morning until about, I'm going to say 7 o'clock at night, till sundown, whatever, sundown kind of varies. So I might say 6 or 7 o'clock at night. And then after that, if you're trying to use peppermint medicinally for something, I would switch to spearmint. Spearmint has many of the same qualities, but it's more of a relaxing oil. Peppermint is more of a wake up. Spearmint is more of a relax. So peppermint in the day, spearmint at night. Okay, those are some of the top physical properties of peppermint essential oil. The diffuser blend of the week is 4 drops of lemon essential oil, the oil of focus, sunshine in a bottle, totally uplifting, and then 2 drops of peppermint, wake you up, energizing oil, and oil of the buoyant heart. It's going to be a beautiful blend together. We've been diffusing it at our house, and I am loving it. I haven't really heard from my children, but they're so used to me diffusing different things that they don't always comment on what I'm diffusing. Anyway, the song, I don't think we talked about the song for this week. When it comes to quiet time, pick your favorite song on this, whether it's Slow Down by Cecil, whether it's Pachelbel's Canon in D, whether, whatever, whether it's a hymn, pick your whether it's just ocean sounds with ambient music. Pick your favorite song, put it on during your quiet time. The the affirmation for today is, I enjoy my quiet time to sort out my creative thoughts. And the affirmation for the entire week is, my quiet time is important. I hope that as we are heading out into celebrating Independence Day this weekend, that maybe we take some time to journal today about how are we thankful for our independence. Maybe we had relatives and ancestors who have fought to gain or even maintain our independence. Maybe let's do some study on them and learn more about their studies. Maybe we want to say, be thankful, or maybe we want to journal about things that we want to be more independent of. Whether we want to be more independent of a bad habit, or an addiction, or anger, or yelling, or being sarcastic. What is something that we want to be independent of? And maybe we can use this weekend to try to break those cycles. And as we're trying to be more independent, maybe we can just give a prayer to God, and as we're being thankful for our independence, maybe we can give a prayer to God for our freedoms that we have, for the independence that we have, for the people who helped with that, and maybe we can ask God, can you help me be a little bit more independent from these negative things that I'm trying to break away from. So whether you're saying a prayer to God, maybe you're writing a thank you note to someone who has taught you about freedom and has helped you with more freedom in your life. Whatever it is that you're doing to celebrate Independence Day, I know it will be wonderful. So this is Suzanne Williams with Essential Oils, Health Matters, and Living the Wholesome Life, letting us all know, telling myself too, that with God, I know we can make every day a great day. Bye-bye.